Welcome everyone to the Sahaja Yoga online meditation. Today we are going to introduce the Nabhi and the Void. So we are going to together meditate, and then we are going to listen to a talk by the founder Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, the lady in the picture. The talk will be very short, about 10 minutes, but also address the qualities of the Nabhi and the Void. And then after the talk, we will have another collective meditation in silence to absorb the knowledge of Shri Mataji's speech. And then together we can start our first meditation, and we can start by raising the Kundalinis and give Bandhans the protection. We can put both our hands on the lap, palm facing upwards. We can close our eyes and bring our attention inside. We can place our right hand on the left hip where the torso and leg meet. And here is the area of the Swadhisthana that we introduced previously. And to nourish this chakra, we can sing our hearts a few times. Mother, please establish the pure knowledge within me. Now we can move our right hand to the left side of the abdomen. This is the area of the Nabhi on the left hand side, which we are going to introduce today. And to nourish this chakra, we can sing our hearts a few times. Mother, I am my own guru and my own master. Now we can move our right hand up to the heart. And here we can sing our hearts a few times. Mother, I am the Spirit. And now we can place our right hand on the forehead. Here we can side healing forward, so our forehead can rest in the palm. And here we can say our hearts a few times. Mother, I forgive. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. And finally, we can put our right hand on the top of the head. And here we can apply a strength to clockwise massage the top of the head. And here we can sing our hearts for a few times. Mother, please establish my self-realization. Please establish my state of meditation. Please keep me in thoughtlessness. Any of these we can say for a few times. Now we can put the right hand back to the lap with palm facing upwards. We can pay attention to the top of the head where our hand was, and we can sit in silence for a few minutes. Now we can slowly open our eyes and we can together watch the talk given by Shri Mataji addressing the chakra of Nabhi and the Void area.
Now, when thinking goes on too much, people get tired of thinking too much, thinking too much. So they think that let's have something that will take us away from thinking, which will give us a kick outside. So they take some sort of a drug or a drink or alcohol and all that. All the saints in the world have said that alcohol is very dangerous for life. The reason is it goes against our awareness. This is a fact. You know that after taking a drink, our awareness becomes blurred or excited. It's not normal. That is the reason they said no. In Sahaja Yoga, I do not say don't do this and don't do that. I only want you to come to Sahaja Yoga, get your realization, and then you will not ask for it. That's a much better way to do it. But why they asked you? For example, if you read Moses, Moses has clearly said that these are strong drinks. Very clearly, I don't know if people read that. And they should be avoided. I don't know if the Jews do that. They should not be taken. He's very clearly said it. Abraham said the same thing, that drinks are not good. Why all these prophets talk about it? Because they are all born in that green patch of ours. They are all placed in this green patch where we get our sustenance, which is 10. We have got 10 sustenances within us, like the gold has a sustenance that it does not tarnish. In the same way, human beings have got 10 sustenances. And these 10 sustenances are represented by great prophets. The principal is called as Adi Guru in Sanskrit language, the primordial master. He has incarnated on this earth as Abraham, Moses, as Lao Tse, as Confucius, as Socrates. Recently, he has been as Sainath of Shirdi, not the other fellow. And other great people have been like Nanaka, Janaka. All these great saints came on this earth to tell us how to keep in the center, how to keep our sustenance, how to be human beings. As carbon has got 4 valencies, we too have got 10 valencies. We have to maintain those 10 valencies within us. That's what they came to tell us. But you see, if anybody says now, don't drink, half of the hall will be empty. If you say you cannot have free sex, 5 people will walk out. That's the problem. Here, nobody likes to know anything about it, but it's a dangerous thing to do. Whatever it is that you have to keep in the center. You have to be in the center. And how to keep in the center is not to go to extreme, be moderate. And moderate life is the best way. But even if you are not being, doesn't matter. Kundalini is at this point in such a force that whatever you might have done, you get your realization quite all right. So it's a different point. But what I'm trying to tell you is this, that why these people said so. Why they said. Now Muhammad is another one who said don't drink. He's one of them. He's just the same. There's no difference. There's no difference between Moses and Muhammad. I can prove it to you on vibrations. You can yourself know through vibrations that they were the same people, said the same thing. There's no difference of any kind. It's only people are fighting. I don't know why. I just can't understand what is there to fight between these two. They were just the same, preached the same thing. And when Moses crossed the river and the bridge was made, that bridge is the bridge which is symbolic of the Kundalini that fails for you to cross this void within us. It's very symbolic. They have worked so hard to tell you what is sustenance, where we have to be in the center. Because if you are in the sustenance, as he said, that only a thread of this Kundalini rises. It is not one thread that should rise. Actually, I've seen in people, the whole of it goes up like that and stays there in many people. But the trouble is, it rises because there's no space to rise. We have finished off with the Swadhisthana and with the another chakra which is in the center, which is the color is wrong. All right. In the center, that is the called as Nabhi chakra, means a navel center. So when you have an obstruction in the center, naturally the Kundalini, though it rises with full force, all the threads fall down, and only one somehow or other goes up and opens up the Sahasrara, thinking that at least if I open up there, then the grace will fall and maybe it will open out more. So this is the problem. That's why they said that you lead a life which is moderate and temperate. And this is what they preach to. Now let us see what happens when we go to extremes. In the center, as you have seen, is the sustenance within us. Now if you try to go beyond this side or that side, what happens? Let us see. Beyond this side is the subconscious. If you go, you enter into the collective subconscious. On the other side, if you move, that is the supraconscious, you enter into collective supraconscious. Now into this side are all the people. On the left side are the people who are still dissatisfied, very sly, sinister, horrible people who are dead, who do not want to take birth and who still want to torture people are still existing there. These are busybodies. They can possess you. They do possess. And on the right-hand side, there are people like Hitler who are very ambitious, who have died out of their ambitions and things like that. They still exist there. Either you enter into this side or either you enter into that side when you go to extremes and you just get possessed. It's a very dangerous area we are entering into. Recently I was seeing a BBC program and some doctors had discovered a very interesting thing. They said that cancer is triggered. Listen to this very carefully. Cancer is triggered by some proteins, they call it protein 58, protein 56 or something like that. When these proteins attack us from some unknown areas within us, which are built within us since our creation. What are these areas? I mean, this I've been telling for so many years, is the left side and the right side, the two extremes. Now, what do we do when we go to the right side? Right side is the area where you think too much, where you project yourself in the future. Now, like that, you go on. Then you start becoming a person who is more interested in the future than in the present. The center is the present. Now, you start projecting your mind into that. When you start projecting your mind too much into that, you start moving into that side. With that, anybody who is an austere person, they think that if you are a very austere person, you lead a life of celibacy and all these nonsensical things, you see. All this is absolutely nonsensical. If you lead a life of celibacy, it's not going to help you at all. On the contrary, such a person becomes an extremely dry personality and ultimately dies of heart attack. And such a person is so hard-headed, so hot-tempered, that you must take a barge pole before you meet such a person. They are so cursing type, so unaware of other people's health or anything, that they can curse anyone. And this is their job, is to curse this one and curse that one and curse that one. They're extremely dry people. They might take to social work in the name of God. Oh, they'll work like hell for the poor. They're thinking they're saving the poor and doing this and that. And while if you see them any other time, you will be sure that such a person is absolutely burning with fire. They have a horrible liver, very hot temper. There's no sweetness about them. There's no magnetism about them. All the people run away from them. They're like Boy Scouts, you see, sitting on everybody's head. Do this, do that, you haven't done this, what are you doing? They will not sleep themselves and not allow anybody to sleep. They think that everybody is supposed to work under their thumb. And these are the people who are very ego-oriented, as shown there, are the people who move on to the right-hand side. Any austere ideas about religion can take you to this side. And this austerity is very dangerous for human beings because it cuts you off from the whole. Such a person may be entrapped or possessed by some sort of a personality on the right-hand side. I know of a lady who is very well known in India and who's got a big prize and this and that for her social work. I happened to see her first time on an aeroplane when she had no prizes and all that. She came with some sort of an odd stuff with her and she wanted to sit in the front seat. So the air hostess said, I'm sorry, this is reserved for some children who are sick and they have to go by this plane and we can't give you this. And the mother is there. She started fighting with the mother. How many sick have you cured? What do you think of yourself? And this and that. And she was just jumping from here to there and there to there and there to there. And she wouldn't allow the plane to leave. And for half an hour she was fighting to sit down there. And the amount of abuses she used for the air hostess, I was amazed. And she's supposed to be a woman who should be given a peace prize or something like that. I don't know, there was no peace on her face, neither around her, and everybody was so disturbed with the way she was on about. It was really shocking to see this personality who was so hot-tempered and so meticulous about things. And she was arguing with her, this was my seat, and this was this, and this was that. Thank God, then they got her out and the plane left the place. But I'm telling you, such people can be so frantically hot-tempered and can be so unaware of your presence there that you have to be very, very careful with them. Such people may look to be very, very successful in life, you see. And when they walk, they have a upper lip and all sorts of things, you see. But it takes no time for them to realize that it's all tomfoolery going on. This kind of ego orientation can lead you to nothing but stupidity. A person can be extremely stupid and he doesn't know he has been how stupid he has been because he says, what's wrong? You see, a gentleman came to see us and he had a wife, she was only 16 years of age and the fellow was 80 years of age, you see. Naturally, I felt he must be the grandfather, you see. So I said, is she your grandmother, granddaughter? So my husband pinched me. He said, that's his wife. I said, really? I said, I'm sorry, I didn't know she was a... What's wrong? I can have a wife who's 2-year-old. What's wrong in it? I said, nothing wrong. Only thing people will laugh at you. That's all. All sorts of stupid things people do in this world. And they think, what's wrong? This is the best way to get along with your stupidity, till they discover that you are the greatest stupid person going on. Now, this stupidity comes from this ego going up and surrounding your brain completely. You cannot see anything else. You just see yourself. My room, my house, my. You cannot see that there are others, that you owe some sort of a relationship to others, that you have to be kind to them, that you have to share things with them. You all the time think about yourself. And such people get possessed by supraconscious style. What happens in spirituality with such people? They start feeling their body is lying here and they go up and sit on a tree. They think it is realization or enlightenment. Just imagine. This is nothing but a supraconscious spirit has entered and taken the body away and put it there. I told you 3 Americans coming from America and they were known to be very big scientists.
I'll stop the talk there. We can again close our eyes and put our hands on the lap, palms facing upwards. And we can place our attention on the top of the head and sing completely silence at ease for a few minutes to absorb the knowledge about the void and Nabhi chakra given by Shri Mataji. Now to finish our meditation, we can slowly open our eyes and we can together raise our kundalinis and give dandanas. Thank you everyone for coming to the Sahaja Yoga online meditation. And next time we are going to introduce the heart chakra. And at your home, with your own time, we can always meditate at least twice daily, in the morning, in the evening, and of course, anytime you wish to meditate throughout the day.